I will be discussing primitive, or sometimes referred to as dry camping, in my travel trailer. Let me begin by giving some general information related to our travel trailer and tow vehicle, which impacts our primitive, also known as dry camping arrangements. In 2018, we bought a new Mallard M27. Its GVWR is 6,900 pounds. Its specifications state that it has a 52-gallon potable freshwater tank, 42-gallon gray water tank, and a 42-gallon black water tank. When we travel, we keep 10 gallons of potable water, 5 gallons of black water, and 5 gallons of gray water. We have two 20-pound propane tanks we use for cooking, refrigeration, heating hot water, and furnace heating the RV. I have two 12-volt, 100-amp deep cycle marine wet batteries. I have two roof vent covers. The vents are open year-round in all weather conditions. The overall outside length from hitch to bumper is 30 feet. My tow vehicle is a 2014 Ford F-150 3.5-liter EcoBoost 4x4 with a Super Crew cab, 6.5-foot bed, 36-gallon gas tank, factory installed tow package, 10,000 pounds rating with oil and transmission cooling radiators. Overall length from bumper to bumper of my Ford F-150 is 20 feet. After 14,000 towing miles, the overall mileage averages around 10 miles per gallon. My lowest mileage was 5 miles per gallon, pulling the trailer and pushing against a 40-mile-per-hour headwinds out west. For purposes of clarification, I'll state some words used to describe camping and their typical meaning. Boondocking. It's described as a type of primitive camping, usually in remote areas with no amenities. You'll need to plan for your need for water, electricity, and using the bathroom. Dispersed camping is usually free camping on public lands outside of a campground with no amenity. Primitive camping refers to remote sites that lack basic creature comforts like electricity, cell phone reception, flushable toilets, and running water. Dry camping refers to campsites without amenities. Campers will not have access to electricity, freshwater hookups, or sewer hookups for the duration of their stay. Lynn and I rank Cades Cove in the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee as our most enjoyable and relaxing campground. Cades Cove Campground is limited development. Roads and site driveways are paved. Tent areas are designated with gravel surface. Camping is dry or primitive camping experience with the conveniences such as flush toilets, drinking water, sanitary sewer dump stations nearby, but there are no hookups at the individual campsite or showers at the campground. There are non-generator sites and sites that allow generator use during designated hours. Why do we dry camp at Cades Cove? As a salesman would say, location, location, location. Cades Cove is in the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. It is surrounded by mountains, streams, has scenic driving routes, and great hiking. Wildlife is visible at your campsite, from your vehicle, or while hiking. Normally the temperature during the summers is under 85 degrees. It is nearby to Townsend, Tennessee, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Cherokee, North Carolina, and the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina. When we dry camp, it is usually for 13 consecutive days or less. When we begin our dry camping, prior to entering our campsite, we fill up our 52-gallon potable water tank. Our black and gray wastewater tanks have been emptied, then treated with their sanitation tabs and 5 gallons of water. The two 20-pound propane tanks on the RV are filled, and the spare two 20-pound propane tanks are filled in the back of the truck. The two 2.5-gallon gasoline containers for the generator are filled. When we're dry camping, we need to conserve potable water. We eat off throwaway paper plates. We wipe out the pots and pans with paper towels prior to washing them. And we recycle the first 1/2 to 1 gallon of cold water from the shower in a red bucket, and we use that for flushing the toilet. This setup gives us between 6 to 9 days before we have to resupply or empty anything from our wastewater tanks. When I need to resupply our potable fresh water, I do that in 5-gallon plastic carrying containers. I carry 4 5-gallon water containers so that I can bring plenty of water over at one trip. I start by cleaning the water spigot because you never know what people have hooked up to it or allowed happen at the spigot. And then I hook a hose and a water filter before filling the 4 5-gallon water containers. My old water transfer process was to take 1 gallon at a time and pour it through a funnel into the travel trailer water intake. I now use an electric transfer pump. Fuel for the truck and the generator is available at Townsend Shell gas station, and groceries are available at the IGA store. And propane is available at the Townsend Ace Hardware. If we weren't familiar with the area, we would use Google and other apps to determine where to go to get the supplies that we need. To recharge our 12-volt batteries, we use the 230-watt ZAMP portable solar panels. They generally recharge the batteries to full capacities during a full 8-hour day. Our backup to recharging the 12-volt batteries is our inverter generator, a Champion 3500 watt. We use it to run the accessories during the day if we need to run the air conditioner or others, and generally we never run it more than 4 hours at a time. That seems to be sufficient to do everything we need to do, including charging the batteries. Somewhere between 6 and 9 days, we will need to dispose of some of our wastewater. We have a 27-gallon plastic tote with a hitch handle that is pulled by the truck to the dump station. This is a 27-gallon holding tank, portable wastewater. So you can see I got a 3/4 inch hose into it. A 3/4 inch hose is hooked to the macerator, which I can run my waste and my gray into it with a 12-volt battery. It works perfect. I run the wastewater first. I follow it with the gray water. When I'm done with that, I use soapy bleach water and run it through the macerator and the hose for cleaning. And it works great for transferring it because the drain on my RV is too low to gravity into the holding portable. And that is my setup. To move the waste from the travel trailer to the 27-gallon plastic tote, I use a macerator 12-volt with a 3/4 inch black hose and a 12-volt battery. I generally use the dump station around noon after the checkout guests are gone. When I've completed the activity, I wash the unit, the hose in my hands, the travel valve, and the dump area using 1 gallon of water, a cap of bleach, and Dawn dish soap. After completing all the activities at the sanitary sewer dump station, I put all the accessories and tools away. After I'm done with all that, I generally ask Lynn if she'd like for me to make her a sandwich for lunch, which she always says no. After these activities have been completed, Lynn and I generally go for a relaxing, scenic drive. Thank you for viewing Adventures of Charlie and Lynn YouTube channel.